coming in at 499,550 vehicles delivered last year, essentially a 500,000. And again, just 450 vehicles short of the sales guidance. As the question now becomes, what happens for the delivery guidance for 2021? We will likely get that in 3 or 4 weeks when the company reports its Q4 financial results. That's when they typically say, look, this is what we're expecting to deliver this year.
Hey, I'm Steven and this is Solving the Money Problem. If you're new, welcome. If you're not, welcome back. So as we know, Tesla delivered 500,000 vehicles for the full year 2020. Absolutely incredible result despite all the hurdles. Maybe you guys heard 2020 was a slightly challenging year for most people on planet Earth. So in this video, I'm going to be reacting to some of the mainstream finance media coverage of this incredible feat by Tesla and also keeping Elon Musk accountable, winding the clock back to 2014 to hear some of the claims he was making about Tesla's future, to check back in and see, hey, how close was he? Did Tesla meet their goals? Were they way off the mark? Did he overpromise? Did he underdeliver? Is he late? Is he early? Or somewhere in between? So let's get into the video. But first, hey guys, if you live in the US and you'd like to help out the channel and get up to 4 free stocks, check out the link in the description to WeBull. If you open a new account, you'll get 2 free stocks between $2.50 and $250 each just for opening an account. And if you deposit $100, you'll get a further 2 free stocks valued between $8 and $1,600 each. That is an obnoxiously good return on your investment. I mean, really, deposit $100 and you'll end up with, at minimum, $21 worth of stocks, a 21% ROI on your money. And if you're in Australia, the UK, or New Zealand, you can get a free stock with stake also using the link in the description. Let's get back to it.
Meantime, Tesla out with Q4 delivery numbers, putting the company just shy of Elon Musk's goal of 500,000 vehicles sold in 2020. I want to get over to Phil LeBeau, who joins us with that story over the weekend. Phil.
Hi, Andrew. Happy New Year. When you take a look at Tesla's total sales for all of 2020, yes, technically, did they not hit their target of 500,000 vehicles? Yes, but they only fell 450 vehicles short.
So credit where it's due to Phil LeBeau here on CNBC for not being full of FUD. I know many other outlets, the headlines, I can see it now. Tesla misses deliveries target. Tesla falls short. Tesla fails 2020 guidance, blah, 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 by a rounding error. And by the way, just to be super clear, if you read the fine print on Tesla's delivery information, they actually state that the delivery numbers, once they're finalized, can vary by up to 0.5%. You do the math on that, that could swing either side of 500,000 vehicles. So I just want to give some credit to Phil LeBeau for not being a clickbaity dickhead. Because, let's be honest, many of the other outlets and the talking heads on the mainstream finance media networks are going to be all over this, trying to spin it as a negative when Tesla climbed an enormous mountain and gained huge market share and absolutely dominated in a year which practically every other automaker got wrecked.
Coming in at 499,550 vehicles delivered last year, essentially a 500,000. And again, just 450 vehicles short of the sales guidance. In terms of the fourth quarters, it was really about Model 3 and Model Y. And mainly when you're looking at that, 90% of those sales, Model 3, Model Y, the vast majority of those being Model 3. By the way, this was a record quarter for deliveries for Tesla. Elon Musk tweeting out, so proud of the Tesla team for achieving this milestone. At the start of Tesla, I thought we had optimistically a 10% chance of surviving at all. Well, they've not only survived, they have thrived. Take a look at shares of Tesla now trading at an all-time high, indicating being up to $721 a share this morning pre-market.
And the market has just opened this morning. As I record this, Tesla stock up a solid 5% to $740 per share. Of course, don't have a crystal ball. It could end up anywhere. But clearly, this is fairly positive news. But don't forget, there was also rumors over the weekend that after the 30% decrease in price for Tesla's made-in-China Model Y, they received over 100,000 orders in less than half a day. So that's probably contributing to the move in Tesla stock this morning as well. Either way, 2 very positive catalysts.
As the question now becomes, what happens for the delivery guidance for 2021? We will likely get that in 3 or 4 weeks when the company reports its Q4 financial results. That's when they typically say, look, this is what we're expecting to deliver this year.
Let me know in the comments below, what do you think Tesla will guide for their full year 2021 vehicle deliveries? Leave your guess below.
Just for a point of reference, I know the consensus is 780,000 vehicles out there, but that's a very wide range of estimates in terms of what goes into that consensus. I've heard people say 900,000. I've heard people say maybe they could scratch a million vehicles delivered this year. So take that with a grain of salt, but no doubt the stock will be moving higher today.
And what do you think is going to happen at the end of the? I mean, well, there's so many questions because the stock. I mean, I don't even know what to say about the stock. But
right.
if you were to look out 12 months from now in terms of number of vehicles produced and sold, what do you think that number looks like?
Well, the good news for them is that they have now begun production of the Model Y in China. And the Model Y is expected to do very well in China. The Model 3 has done well there. You also have the Gigafactory in Germany that should be coming online a little bit later on this year. And then at the very end of this year, just a few models, not really anything measurable coming out of the Gigafactory in Texas. At least that's what they're targeting at this point. I would not be surprised if they get well over 800,000 vehicles, close to 900,000 vehicles, Andrew. The Model 3 and the Model Y are both targeted at the sweet spot of the market right now.
Well, that confirms it. Phil LeBeau knows more about Tesla and is going to be more accurate in his prediction about how many vehicles they will deliver in 2021 than the Wall Street stock analyst consensus. Kind of embarrassing when your job is to cover Tesla stock and you will be less right than a guy on CNBS. Not to downplay his role, he's a great anchor, I totally get that, I'm not ripping on Phil LeBeau. I'm just trying to point out how fucking dumb the Wall Street analysts are, and I really actually mean dumb. Not just misguided, not just a little bit off the mark, I mean actually dumb. It is not that difficult to look at Tesla's current production, look at the rate that they're scaling production, look at how quickly they're learning and improving, do some numbers, and come up with an estimate that is far closer to 1 million vehicles delivered in 2021 than to 700,000. And now, as promised, we're going to wind the clock back to 2014 to hear some of Elon Musk's prediction about Tesla in the year 2020 and see what he had to say.
You've got some analysts, for example, the Deutsche Bank analyst, and he really, a lot of these guys are very bullish on it, and they predict that you would get about, I guess, 100,000 in sales by 2070. What can we eventually expect when it comes to ramping up with the Gigafactory in place, the number of Teslas that you push off the assembly line?
Well, I feel comfortable that we'll be able to achieve at least 500,000 cars a year by 2020. Maybe we can do a bit sooner than that, but I think that's what I feel comfortable predicting.
Well, what do you know? 2014, Elon Musk fairly confident that Tesla can reach around 500,000 vehicles produced per year in the year 2020. Here we are in 2021 and Tesla has just announced they produced and delivered 500,000 vehicles in the year 2020 despite a pandemic and forced factory shutdowns. Had those factory shutdowns not occurred, Tesla would have been closer to 550,000, maybe higher than that.
500,000 cars by 2020.
Per year, yeah.
That is pretty interesting and impressive. I hadn't heard that number. Let's get to the brand new crossover SUV, the Model X.
Right.
What kind of pre-orders are you looking at?
We've basically sold out next year's production.
Which is how many?
Well, it's sort of somewhere in the, 15,000-ish range, maybe 20,000-ish. It's difficult to say exactly when. I'm not trying to be. I'm trying to convey the level of uncertainty that I actually have, as opposed to sort of sandbag it or whatever. But so depending upon how the ramp on the X goes next year, it's 15-ish thousand is probably a reasonable guess. Maybe 20 if things go especially well.
That's a technical term, 15-ish. Okay, 15-ish to 20.
I wish I had a better ability to forecast than I do. But the thing that for the X, or for any new product from Tesla, that's actually the most important is, did we get the product right? I'd much rather delay the production ramp until we've got the product to be super great, then come out early with something that has deficiencies.
Of course.
We could probably make a bit more money if we did. I think in the short term, certainly, if we compromised on the nature of the product or the quality of the vehicle, but really want to have. With each product, it drives me crazy that other car makers will come out with these cars that are not good. Why would they even come out with that?
Now, this is really a question worth pondering. Those of you who haven't already figured it out, Tesla's goal is to literally just make the best possible product they can, offer the most possible value they can, and drive the cost of that product as low as they possibly can to get this incredible product in as many hands as possible. This is a pretty good strategy. Maybe you've noticed Tesla has never needed to advertise because their vehicles sell themselves because they're that good. Meanwhile, other automakers continue to release subpar, average, ordinary, or just plain steaming piles of shit vehicles rather than anything that's comparable to a Tesla, and Tesla continues to eat their lunch. This is happening in slow motion. It's accelerating. A lot of these automakers still haven't figured it out yet. But since 2012, when the Model S came out and won every fucking award ever, that was the point where a smart automaker would take a step back and go, damn, you know what? If we want to stay in business, we're probably going to be competing with that car and that company, so let's up our game a little bit. And in the intervening years, almost a decade in fact, since the Model S came out, took everyone by surprise, won a ton of awards, and showed that Tesla knew what they were doing, of course, every automaker on planet Earth began scrambling to up their game. Wait, actually, no, none of them did anything at all. Idiots. This is why I continue to repeat my mantra. The vast majority of legacy automotive manufacturers will either merge, be acquired, or go out of business, go bankrupt before the decade is out. Mark my words.
Will China be what ramps you up? Because you've struck a deal with, I believe it's China Unicom, to build 400 charging stations throughout China. When will those be up and running?
So we actually, there's a map of the superchargers on our website, as well as the schedule for the superchargers. The rate at which we're establishing supercharger locations is very rapid right now. We're bringing one live every 20 hours on average.
Fancy that. Building out a supercharging network at breakneck speed back in 2014. Why? Knowing that electric vehicles were the future. How many other automotive manufacturers at the time were building out their supercharging network? Oh, that's right. None of them. Because they weren't even planning to make any electric vehicles that would need to charge using that network. How'd that work out, guys?
So there's a huge number of supercharger locations that are going active. In terms of China demand, I think the way we roughly think of demand is a long-term demand is about a third from Asia, which includes Japan and other parts, about a third from North America, about a third from Europe and the rest of the world. So it's
so China could be a huge help.
Yeah,
and here in your own country, here in the United States, you had to battle against the state of New Jersey, the dealers. Some are calling them the dealer cartel. I find it fascinating that some states, New York, Massachusetts, are saying, welcome Tesla, you can directly sell to people without the dealer model. Will you ever be afraid to take on real critics and real tough people like a dealer lobby?
No, I think we're always going to fight for the end customer. That's who we care about, and we'll never stop fighting for the end customer. That's who we're really trying to serve at the end of the day.
What an incredibly novel idea. Focus on serving your customers. I can tell you guys for a fact, typical automotive CEOs speaking to the press in these kind of circumstances is far more likely to be talking about delivering shareholder value, pleasing their shareholders, making profits, blah, blah, blah. And it's not just automotive CEOs who've had their head up their ass for the last decade or so. In fact, the president of Toyota, whose surname just happens to be Toyota, fancy that. Is that a potential indication that rather than being competent and deserving of the role, he happens to be in the role because of his surname, because he's a descendant of a founder of the company? What a crazy idea, except that's actually what's happening. This guy, instead of being like, yep, serve the customer, what do we need to do, blah, 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 is crying in the corner like a little bitch because the government in Japan are like, hey guys, we would like everyone to transition to EVs in the future. Yeah, it'll be expensive. Yeah, it's going to be hard work, but yes, you're going to have to do it. Literally the Toyota president. What a fucking moron. This is what Elon's competing against. Is it any wonder Tesla's dominating?
And here you have the ultimate entrepreneur right here, Elon Musk, the CEO of SpaceX, the CEO of Tesla, the chairman of, let's not forget, Solar City, and the co-founder of PayPal. He's really one of these people who takes life and digs your teeth in.
So I hope you guys have found this video insightful. In short, Tesla absolutely crushed it, delivering the goods, a target originally set more than half a decade ago, smashing it out of the park despite a pandemic, forced factory shutdowns, all kinds of logistical and supply chain hurdles. They did it. Can't wait to watch Tesla continue to execute throughout 2021. I'm Stephen Mark Ryan. This is Solving the Money Problem, and I love you all. And don't forget, if you live in the US and you'd like to help out the channel and get up to 4 free stocks, check out the link in the description to WeBull. If you open a new account, you'll get 2 free stocks between $2.50 and $250 each just for opening an account. And if you deposit $100, you'll get a further 2 free stocks valued between $8 and $1,600 each. And if you're in Australia, the UK or New Zealand, you can get a free stock with stake also using the link in the description. Thanks so much for watching. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. And of course, if you have any ideas for future videos, let me know. I read all your comments. PS, if you're still watching, you're awesome. If you'd like early access, exclusive videos, regular Q&As, our private Discord server and more, consider supporting the channel at patreon.com/solvingthemoneyproblem so I can keep creating content for you guys. There's a link in the description. You can now also become a member of the channel for some exclusive perks. To learn more, click the join button next to subscribe. And don't forget to check out our merch store. Either way, the best form of support is you being here and watching, so thanks again.